After years of sitting empty, the country is set to learn what will become of 24 Sussex Drive. Prime Minister Mark Carney promising to say more tomorrow. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Canadians have long wondered who would be the one to tackle the expensive future of 24 Sussex, and we can now confirm that Prime Minister Mark Carney is hinting it will be him.
And what would you like to see happen to this building, and why is it so important?
Great question. I'll have a press conference tomorrow to answer that.
No head of government has lived at the official Prime Minister's residence since Stephen Harper in 2015. Carney currently lives at Rideau Cottage on the grounds of Rideau Hall. The heritage home has been deemed unlivable without major renovations. A report from the summer of 2021 suggested the cost to fix 24 Sussex would be $36.6 million. It's an amount previous prime ministers and governments seemingly were not willing to spend, and we know the cost of materials and labor has likely increased since then with inflation.
I would keep the historic house.
If it's going to cost more to preserve it than to rebuild it, I think they should take it down and rebuild, conserving some historic piece of it.
Well, I don't know about this particular property, but I think it's of value to have an official residence for Canada's leader, for the Prime Minister.
24 Sussex Drive was built in 1867. The main building includes 34 rooms as well as another small home at 10 Sussex Drive, a pool house, and 2 RCMP guardhouses. The Prime Minister is set to make the announcement on its future sometime tomorrow morning. Turning now to the high-profile court case seeking justice for the death of a Barrhaven crossing guard. Today, the accused, 19-year-old Xzander Wright, took the stand. CTV's Katie Griffin was in court today and joins us with the latest developments. Katie.
Well, Stefan, a warning, some may find the details disturbing. Wright was emotional at times, insisting he did not see Peter Clark, who was wearing a reflective safety vest, and that he briefly returned to the scene only to leave again without helping or providing his information because he was scared. Wright has pleaded not guilty to dangerous driving in Clark's death. The 55-year-old died in hospital. Wright testified he felt a light tap, saw a handheld stop sign on the hood of the truck before feeling 2 bumps. He kept driving, saying he only realized he hit someone when he looked in the rearview mirror. The Crown contends Wright was looking down as he was pressing on the gas. Wright testified he was distracted by his vape that had fallen into his lap.
He did his best to go back over what was a very quick but tragic accident that happened. He came to a near stop or a rolling stop. He testified that he looked to the right. He saw a woman and 2 children. He looked to the left, and he didn't see Mr. Clark.
And when asked by his lawyer why he didn't help or provide his information, Wright said he didn't know what to do. I was scared. And Wright seemed to go back and forth about whether or not there were obstructions. The Crown pushed back against sunlight being a possible one, saying Wright could have used the sun visor or put up the window that was extremely tinted to block the light, but he didn't. Closing arguments are set for next week. Stefan.
CTV's Katie Griffin reporting live for us today. Thank you, Katie. New developments today following chaos at Mooney's Bay last month. Police confirming 2 teenagers are now facing charges in connection to the stabbing. Officers were called to the park around 9 p.m. on May 30th because of an altercation involving a large group of young people. An 18-year-old man was stabbed and suffered critical injuries. A 16-year-old girl was also taken to hospital with minor cuts. 2 boys, a 15 and a 16-year-old, have been charged with assault and with a weapon and other offenses. And a 3rd person is facing charges in connection with the death of a Clarence Rockland man. 63-year-old Robert Prevost was reported missing in March 2025. His body was found in the Ottawa River in Clarence Rockland 2 months later. Today, Ontario Provincial Police announced 38-year-old Yvonne Viano has been charged with first-degree murder and indignity to a body. Earlier this month, 51-year-old Luc DeCarry and 37-year-old Jessica St. Michael were arrested on the same charges. In the meantime, dozens of OPP officers who are injured and on leave are challenging a new way their benefits are determined. They say they're losing out on a lucrative tax refund. CTV's John Woodward explains.
There was many times where I would call crying on the phone, so it was difficult.
A gathering of OPP officers who are off work and on leave after something traumatic on the job.
So I experienced like the fatalities, the child abuse, sexual assaults.
Among them, Jared Hunter, a retired OPP detective. He was on WSIB leave for the last years of his career.
I was in a dark place. But what brought me out of it was my wife and a good support system.
While he was off, the OPP topped up his benefits to about $120,000, and Hunter used to get a tax refund of about $25,000. But about 4 years ago, his refund almost dried up. On his tax forms, the OPP declared his taxable income to be about $79,000, but deducted just $9 in tax.
It doesn't make sense.
Accountant Sheldon Rakowski said he's appealed the change in some 30 cases, alleging the officer's pay hasn't been calculated correctly.
They feel that these people are off because of this big refund that they're getting. They feel they need to get rid of that refund and force these people either back to work or off the job.
The number of officers on leave has been a problem for the OPP. While current numbers aren't available, in 2020 it more than quadrupled to 353, according to Ontario's Auditor General. That's when the force introduced changes to benefit calculations called net average earnings, so that the pay to officers off work isn't higher than what they'd get if they were working. The OPP said in a statement these changes were not made to negate income tax refunds, encourage members to return to work, or impact members in any way, as purported. We understand the CRA is in the process of reviewing or has reviewed the calculations. To date, there has been no direction to amend or eliminate either the calculation or reported salary. In June, the CRA sided with the OPP's calculations in one of Rakowski's cases. The officers say the changes have affected their pensions too and their properties.
We weren't able to get a fixed mortgage this time around because of the inconsistencies with the employment letter.
Rakowski promising to keep pushing, believing upwards of $10 million a year is at stake. John Woodward, CTV News.
A fly past over Beechwood Cemetery today marks the 25th anniversary of the National Military Cemetery of the Canadian Forces. The ceremony honors the men and women who have been laid to rest at the cemetery. The event included tributes to military service, sacrifice, and the cemetery's importance in preserving Canada's military role for future generations. Also, a reminder, we will have live FIFA World Cup coverage tomorrow on CTV, so you can take in the action right here during this time slot. CTV News at 5 will return on Monday, and you can always keep up to date with us at ctvnewsottawa.ca and on the CTV News app.
We would like 24 Sussex to stay as the Prime Minister's residence. We would like it restored.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, Heritage Ottawa weighs in on the future of 24 Sussex, and we'll go off script with CFRA's Christy Cameron on this heavily debated Reno project. And Jackie Perez is here with the first look at the weather. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. You can really see the area around the Ottawa region that there is weather systems moving through Ontario, just south of Kingston, as well as just above north of Ottawa. But we haven't seen quite much in terms of rain here in Ottawa. We did see a little drizzle midday, but it moved through fairly quickly. Temperature-wise, 25 degrees here in the capital, 17 in Kingston, 20 in Brockville. Humidity starting to increase and will continue to do so up until tomorrow. What we can expect for tomorrow is 16 degrees to start things off. Really, for most of our day, a chance of some isolated showers and perhaps some pop-up thunderstorms as well. Get into a daytime high of 23 degrees. We'll get a look at your long-term forecast and your weekend forecast in just a bit. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Here's what you need to know. Enjoy some beach volleyball and an intro salsa lesson every Saturday this summer at Britannia Beach. It runs from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. on Saturdays. It's free to join. Don't forget a water bottle and some sunscreen. The event runs this Saturday, June 27th. That's the kickoff. Here's a live check on traffic. 417 westbound is slow around Nicholas, also backed up from Parkdale to Pinecrest. Eastbound is slow from Greenbank to Parkdale, and the 174 leading out to Orléans and the eastbound lanes moderate to heavy volume from the split to Montreal Road. You're watching CTV News at 5. Welcome back back to CTV News at 5. Right now, we're taking a closer look at one of our top stories. Prime Minister Mark Carney says there will be an announcement tomorrow about the future of 24 Sussex Drive. No Prime Minister has lived there in more than a decade, and CFRA's Christy Cameron is here now to help us go off script. Christy, give us your thoughts on this.
Well, it's pretty sad. What a state of affairs in Canada that we have allowed this iconic heritage building to rot. As you say, no one has lived there for over a decade. We've had over a decade of political indecision. Nothing has moved forward. They gutted it. They took out some of the asbestos and some of the evidence of vermin. It was a fire hazard before, which is completely unacceptable stuff. But now we have to face the music and do something about this. I thought it was pretty funny that the Prime Minister dangled this at the end of the news conference today. Just kind of peppered it in. Something's coming tomorrow. Here's an announcement about an announcement, but we can't tell you just yet. A report in June of 2021 estimated it would cost $36.6 million. To restore the building. It's getting more expensive the longer we wait. Katherine Spencer-Ross joined me on my show today and said she's waiting for tomorrow's announcement with bated breath.
I'm very optimistic, perhaps naively so, but I'm really hoping that the Prime Minister is going to do the right thing and say that 24 Sussex is going to be restored for use as the residence of the Prime Minister of Canada.
So Katherine is with Heritage Ottawa, and I know that many people that are historians or love this idea of heritage would certainly be on board with preserving it or fixing it up.
Restore, repair, rebuild, whatever you're doing, do it now. The reality is I think we have to remove the fact that this has become political from the maintenance schedule. It should not be a political thing. It's a heritage property. It is a G7 capital in Canada, in the nation's capital. Like, how did we allow this to infiltrate? It's not feathering your nest to take care of this property. It's respecting it.
For sure. We should have somewhere for our Prime Minister to live. Thank you, Christy. You can join the conversation, leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen live to Christy Cameron on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6. And now watch Christy's segments on YouTube. Subscribe to the News Talk 580 CFRA channel.
Today is a true day of celebration to celebrate their achievements and accomplishments with their therapy program.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, Simply Ottawa, a special celebration for kids at the CHEO School, marking their amazing resilience as much as academic achievements. Here's what else you need to know. Take a drive out to the vibrant Carp Farmers Market this Saturday at the Carp Fairgrounds. It's one of the largest producer-based farmers markets in Eastern Ontario. The market runs from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. Stay with us. Coming up tonight on CTV after the 6 o'clock newscast, E-Talk starts at 7, The Big Bang Theory at 7:30, and you can watch CMA Fest at 8. Now for another check on the weather, Jackie's joining us live in studio tonight. Jackie, and the day started off very nicely with lots of sunshine.
We did get lots of sunshine, Stefan. There was a slight moment in the early part of this afternoon where we saw a little bit of drizzle, but it's since cleared. If you are out and about, you could start to feel the humidity picking up now. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 25 degrees. We are showcasing Parliament Hill, Chateau Laurier. A little cloudy for this afternoon, and it could see an increase in clouds as we get into the later part of the evening, and that's because we could expect some precipitation really moving in through parts of Eastern Ontario, including here in Ottawa. But right now it's looking for the overnight that we are more or less clear for at least here in the Ottawa and parts of Valley area. We have cloudy skies, but Cornwall, especially around Smiths Falls, we could see some precipitation moving into the early hours. You see that little blip of red and yellow as well. That's close to the Brockville, Cornwall Seaway area. We could see some isolated thunderstorms as well. Friday afternoon, different story. Mainly clear skies, but we could see some isolated showers similar to what we saw today, but it should move fairly quickly. Now, in terms of temperature, overnight, cool 15 degrees. Again, the chance that we could see some isolated thunderstorms rolling in, but it shouldn't last very long. Tomorrow, the daytime high is 22 degrees, but again, with those pop-up showers, there is also the risk of isolated thunderstorms. When we look to our friends in the valley, chance of showers overnight, 14 degrees, 23 and cloudy for our afternoon. Meanwhile, the Seaway, 15 degrees is the overnight, and also 23 degrees and cloudy is the daytime high for parts of Kingston as well as Brockville and Cornwall. A closer look at our Saturday, fairly decent conditions, much better than what we are going to see for today and into tomorrow. But this could change by the time the afternoon rolls around. Once again, those pop-up showers moving in. And temperature-wise, though, it is starting to feel like summer. Take a look at this. 23 degrees for our Friday will be the coolest for the next 5 days. Saturday, 26. Sunday, Monday, 28, 29 degrees. Mix of sun and cloud moving through. Meanwhile, Tuesday, we could reach 30 degrees. But it will be a chance of some showers as well.
Weather is brought to you by Manotick Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
Today on Simply Ottawa, a very special occasion at CHEO where students navigating complex medical challenges graduated. CHEO's specialized school offers a 2-year kindergarten program allowing kids to attend class while receiving treatment. CTV's Natalie Van Roy has more.
A moment these young grads have been waiting for. Dancing to their favorite song as they walk down the CHEO kindergarten grad aisle. 6-year-old Cece, part of the excited group. Cece lives with brittle bone disease. The rare condition means her bones can break easily. This moment extra meaningful for Cece's family.
She worked a lot on her ability to stand and walk. She had surgery about 6 weeks ago, so she worked really, really hard on being able to walk in her walker for, you know, the length of a hallway. She's been really, really enthusiastic and trying really hard.
Cece will join her peers in starting school within the community.
A very emotional time for any parent is to see their children kind of come to the end of an era, but just seeing her walk down was just such a bittersweet moment.
The theme of the ceremony, Under the Sea, with the students picking their own outfits and theme for their moment on the runway.
Something that means something to them. So it could be a favorite color, it could be rainbows, it could be unicorns.
17 young students graduated after wrapping up 2 years of the specialized program.
This is a unique school in the East. I know that some families do travel quite far to be part of it, but we have supports, CHEO supports others across the region with rehabilitation and therapy in schools as well.
A day of pride, resilience, and inspiration, and recognition for everything they have already accomplished.
Today is a true day of celebration, to celebrate their achievements and accomplishments with their therapy program, but also to celebrate their accomplishments with their education, their academics.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
And a big congratulations to all of the CHEO School grads. And we want to hear your stories of people doing good, spreading joy, making a difference, or marking a notable achievement like a graduation. We'll be showcasing stories that touch our hearts and make us proud of our city and the people in it. Simply Ottawa. You can send your story ideas to ottawanews@ctv.ca.
3, 2, 1.
Coming up, the newest Chick-fil-A opens in Ottawa with fanfare and a moving fast food fan base. Stay with us.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. The temperature right now, 25 degrees. And here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock.
He did his best to go back over what was a very quick but tragic accident that happened.
The teen accused in the hit-and-run death of a Barrhaven crossing guard taking the stand inside an Ottawa courtroom today in his own defense.
And what would you like to see happen to this building, and why is it so important?
Great question. I'll have a press conference tomorrow to answer that.
After sitting empty for more than a decade, the Prime Minister promises to share plans tomorrow on the future of 24 Sussex Drive.
Congratulations. You are now what we consider spelunkers.
And we continue our One Tank Trip series featuring close-to-home destinations you can visit this summer. Tonight, we take you to the Bonachère Caves, a popular Ottawa Valley attraction in the Eganville area. Now, the final 5 other stories we're following today.
We know that early transfusion of those life-saving blood do have major impact on the mortality and morbidity of those patients on the survival end.
Orange Air Ambulance helicopters flying out of Ottawa will now be carrying blood on board. Paramedics say hemorrhaging remains the leading cause of death in trauma cases, and transfusing blood early can significantly lower the mortality rate. So far, the program has been needed 3 times in the 4 weeks it has been operational in Ottawa. A new report shows that wait times in emergency departments have increased right across the country, finding more than 1 million people spent 14 hours in the ER between 2024 and 2025. These new numbers just released today by the Canadian Institute for Health Information. Many doctors say this highlights a national problem that every province is struggling with. The National Lacrosse League says it has terminated the ownership of the Ottawa Black Bears, but aims to keep the franchise in the National Capital Region. This comes after season ticket holders received an email earlier this week telling them the team will not play next season at the Canadian Tire Centre and offered refunds. The league did not provide any additional details. Families across the province will be able to begin their summer break with some free fishing. Starting on Saturday and lasting until Sunday, July 5th, Ontario residents can fish for free across the province without purchasing a fishing license or outdoors card. All conservation license, catch and size limits, as well as other fishing regulations, still apply.
I've been really excited for Chick-fil-A to open.
We showed up here, 5 after 10, and there was already quite a lineup.
Lots of excitement in the East End. Ottawa's newest Chick-fil-A is now open on Innes Road, attracting more than 100 people before the popular restaurant opened. Customers arriving in cow costumes to receive a free meal. The area councillor is raising concerns about potential traffic issues with the new drive-thru, but things seem to move smoothly today. That is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Thanks for watching. The early edition of National starts now.